What's going on tonight, y'all? This is the Battle Blaster coming back at you. Um, I thought that I would talk about unity, unity amongst black people, and how desperately we need it. Let's get into it. You see, right now, at this very important turn or juncture of our being in the land of our captivity, just people amongst around the world, we have to have some type of camaraderie, some type of code, some type of unity. And the reason why I say we should have that type of unity is because we are seeing the powers that be mobilize against us in every possible way. Now you may say, how, Battle Blaster? How? Well, simple, my dear boy. Ever since we started talking about reparations and a crime bill for us, and we're telling the Democrats that we're not voting for them. Excuse me. And we're voicing our opinions openly and honestly and not fearfully like we've been doing. They have really gotten scared. They have got so scared that they have brought illegals into this country to outnumber us in the voting process, which they're going to, I believe, this year they will give them the ability to vote, since they gave them the ability to have firearms without a license. They have the Second Amendment right to get guns. How can you, who is not a citizen, get a gun, and it takes us forever to get one? They're bringing criminals over here to this country. I'm not saying all of them are, but they're bringing criminals over to this country. They got people coming in here, starting chaos and killing American citizens. And the United States government does not arrest them, does not deport them, does not put them in prison, nothing. They let them go with a slap on the wrist. They treat them with kid gloves. See, like I told people before, the Magician Act. While we're watching this with one hand, they're setting up the trick with the other. It's very simple to see that these people are just the illusion of the trick. They're about to pull something real sinister against us. Remember, whatever happens to us, it happens in a much, how can I put it? It happens to us in a much heavier way, a much harsher way. And then when it hits the white community, it hits them hard, but it hits us way, way, way harder. That's what I'm trying to say. And when it hits them and makes them uncomfortable, then things has to change. And being that we're asking for, like I said, reparations and crime bills, and the point is, we shouldn't be asking, we should be demanding, and we shouldn't even really be demanding. We should be out there in the streets taking it to the level. But see, that's the problem with us. We don't have that spirit that we had back in the 60s. See, I don't care what anyone say. We don't have that spirit no more. And what I mean about we don't have that spirit no more, when you had the so-called rise up over George Floyd, which that was just people who were tired of being inside the house. They found a way of getting out of the house. They used that as a stepping stone to get out the house. When it came down to those white supremacists, those so-called, what do you call them people? They were, what do you call them again? Militias, those white militias, those white supremacist militias that was out there talking about they protecting property. Those people weren't even from, a lot of them wasn't even from that area. A lot of them came from down south, or from the west or the north, or from another portion of the state, to come up there and call themselves protecting property. And the police didn't do anything. They supported them. They even tried to ambush black people, try to get black people to follow certain white people to certain areas so that the police and the militias could shoot them dead. See, I say 70 years ago, that would have never happened. They wouldn't even be in our neighborhoods without probably a gunfight, or some of them be dead, on the ground or whatever. Now, people might sit up here and say, "Oh, you're talking harsh." No, I'm not talking harsh. I'm telling the truth. See, one thing about this government knew what it was doing. It took the fathers out the home, because back then, 70 years ago, those men, a lot of those men who were in the home were real men. They were real individuals who were out there slinging their fists, beating ass, standing up for the people. So what happened? They said we gotta break up this unity between the black man, black woman, black child. Like I talked to you about that before. So they implemented welfare. They implemented the gender wars, which is the feminist movement, which was basically only designed to help the white woman and not the black woman. To get the white woman's social standings in the world, but in the process, it was to destroy the black woman and her unity amongst herself and her family and her man. So what did they do? They turned around, and when they got rid of the men out the house, the little boys, they didn't know how to fix this, they didn't know how to fix that, they didn't know how to be men. So what happened? A lot of them became something way different. They infiltrated drugs into our community. Our community always had drugs running through it by this government. But they really ramped it up, because not only they wanted us to be on it, they wanted us to get caught with it and do time in jail. Because now the jail became, like I said, once slavery ended, jail became the new way of making slavery all over again. What was his name? Abraham Lincoln. He put it into the what is that? Into the Constitution or whatever the hell it is. The 14th Amendment, something like what is it? Where it says slavery is abolished unless it's a crime and all that shit. Blah blah blah. Basically saying that if you commit a crime, you can be put back into slavery, which is jail. So, like I said, my mind doesn't work like it used to. I used to remember words, by the letter. Now I can't because it's kind of tough. But I hope you understand what I'm trying to say. And if you don't believe me, just look it up and you'll see it. But that's how they made slavery legal, by saying you committed a crime, which a lot of black men who never been in trouble, never committed crimes, get falsely accused of it and spend either their whole entire lives until the day they die, or they spend the greater portions of their lives in jail and come out as an old man. See, that stops us from having children. A healthy man, a healthy, productive black man goes to jail for 30, 40 years, 50 years of his life, and he gets out, he's an old man and don't have much to go on, and they sit back and they laugh about this, like, we stopped this N-word from creating children and being, a man, or whatever the case may be. See, they have both lawyers on the payroll. They had the judges on the payroll. They even had some of the juries on the payroll. Most of the juries on the payroll. And they sit back and they say, oh, justice is blind. Unless you're black, that's the only thing it sees. But when you're white, it doesn't see it. If you are considered to be something close to it, then you can't see that either. Such as the like I said, the Mexicans who are, these Latin brothers and sisters who come over here committing crimes. I just saw one. And I don't know how it happened, but the black guy was fighting the guy on the subway, and they was recording, and they watched this woman come up behind the black guy as he was whipping on the Spanish dude, and she shanks him 4 times in his back, in his lower back, like around his kidney area. You could tell he was about to black out or something, he was holding on. He just wanted to, finish the job or something, whatever he was, and he went to his bag and but black people, we're cowards. I spoke about this when I said, are black people cowards? We are cowards. We don't sit up and say, you know what, bitch, no, you ain't gonna do this to that man. Nah, stop that. If that man was disrespectful and he did something to that black man and he deserved that, then fine. If he didn't deserve it, then it's a different story. You know what I mean? But far as I seen, that woman had no right to shank that man, and then they got away with it. They're free. That man's dead, I think. I think they took the gun from that guy and shot and killed him. I forgot what happened, but I'll go back into that story again, because I think they wrestled the gun from, both of them wrestled the gun from him, and they took the gun from the black dude and they shot and killed him. But I'm not sure. Like I said, I remember hearing something about that. I've been looking for it. I saw the video of what happened, but the video stops basically as they running out of everybody runs out of the train and getting caught up because they didn't want to, get shot or whatever. But all these black folks, you on a goddamn train and nobody's trying to stop and wrestle the knife away from that woman, giving her a taste of her own medicine. Nobody ain't did shit. But I'm going to tell you something. I'm going to say this again. You're fucking cowards. Black people, we're fucking cowards. We'll shoot and kill each other. We're ready to fuck each other up over some stupid bullshit. Because you stepped on my sneakers. Because you disrespected me. Because you sitting over here doing this, doing that, doing this. But you got these other groups who can come in to our neighborhoods from another country who ain't never set foot here on this earth in their on this part of the earth in their whole entire life, and they just got here, and you allow them to do whatever the fuck they want to do to you. You see, that just shows you much of a cowards we are. We can't grow up. We want to be fools all of our lives. I'm gonna tell you something, and I'm only going to be honest. I sat down and I was speaking to a family member of mine. Now, this family member is in his late 50s. Now, a lot of y'all might say, well, he should get what he want. He if he got the money, he should get what he want. It's not about that. It's about growing the fuck up. You are 50-something years old. You worried about a pair of Jordans and a pair of Air Force Ones? Dude, grow the fuck up. And this motherfucker once told me, I'll never forget what he said to me. He said, well, I'm just a product of my environment. I said, no, that's the easy way out. I said, you're a grown ass man. It's certain times when things change. Don't get me wrong, you can walk around with a nice pair of sneakers on and some Dockers or a nice pair of jeans, and you know what I mean, or whatever the case may be, because we getting older, our feet ain't like they used to be when we was kids. But you know, you walking around trying to look young, and you are an old ass man or an old ass woman. Stop it. It's a time for us to grow up. It's a time for us to start doing what we need to do as grown-ass individuals. Instead, we so busy trying to compete with our daughters and our sons and our nieces and our nephews and other little kids. I don't try to compete with nobody. I stand on my own, do my own, and I don't have to worry about these things. I don't walk around like I'm still in grade school, walking around or in high school or junior high school with sweatsuits and trying to look like I did back in the old days. I don't do shit like that. I'm an old ass man. I go to work, I come home. I look like I go to work, and I look like when I come home. I have no time, I have no life. I'm too busy trying to do the things I need to do for me. And this is another thing as well. What we do also is we work apart instead of working together. I spoke about this when I believe I spoke about it before. I got a friend and we mess around here and there, and I told her, I said, look, me and you get along well, this, that, the other. You keep complaining about a car that you don't have, and you want to get a new car, you want this, that, the other. I said, but you know you can't do it on your own. I said, why don't me and you just get together? We'll get a bigger place for ourselves, and we'll come together and work and do this, do that, this, that, the other. She told me, nah, I like my freedom. I like my variety. If you like your freedom, you like your fucking variety, then go right on ahead. You'll never get the car that you claim you want to get because you're getting tired of the car you got because it keeps breaking down, it's older, and you want something a little bit newer. See, the point is, we talk ourselves out of the things that we can have because of our pride. Remember, It's a saying called, what? How does it say? Pride comes before the fall, or something like that. Pride becomes pride. Pride comes before the fall, or fall comes before the pride. I don't know. It's some crazy ass saying. I can't even get it out of my fucking head. But maybe I had it right the first time. I don't know. But you get so proud, and then you boast yourself. You're so high up in your own mind, and then as soon as the fall comes, you wondering how the hell did it happen. You were so proud, you didn't see the fall coming, and when it came, it wiped your dumb ass the fuck out. We want reparations. We want this. We want that. We're not going to get it because these motherfuckers know that we're not serious. When you're serious is when you step up your game. You step to these motherfuckers with an axe in one hand and a sword in the other. You're ready to go to war with these people. We were like that during the Civil Rights Movement. Even though we marched, there were other peoples out there just busting heads, doing what they had to do. It scared the shit out of America. It scared the shit out of America. And America said, okay, we'll concede. What do you want? Even though they threw their own bullshit along in it, which I think nowadays it was something about that, because they conceded a little too early. I think it was a little inside job, but they, like I said, they conceded and all that shit. But the thing was, we got what we wanted a little bit, but we didn't get much. We didn't get as much as we should have. Because a lot of things that we wanted, white people got, white women got, other people got, other cultures got. We were fighting for ourselves, and somehow they became a part of the package of getting something. We're trying to vote for something that we need, something that is owed to our families. And the way we look at it is, if we keep asking for it, you should give it to us. We're asking, we're not demanding, we're not putting a blade up to their necks and tell them if you don't do it, we'll cut your head straight off. No, we're not doing that. We're asking. America need to fucking be scared of us. And yes, and I'm going to say this again, and I'm not saying this to all white people, because I don't know if I have any white subscribers or not, and I'm just being honest with you. I don't know, and I don't, I'm not trying to be funny. I don't care, and it doesn't go out to you per se, but I'm going to say like this. People should be frightened of us. White folks, y'all should be frightened of us. Because we should be out there taking y'all through the task, taking y'all through hell, the hell that you put us through, and getting everything we deserve out of this country. We are always the last. Sometimes we never even receive anything. But we're always the last to receive something, if we receive it at all. They're talking about by April or May, they want to drop this new currency for the for the United States because they want to go against this BRICS currency that's about to pop out in August. They want to be the first ones hitting and running on some new currency shit. Mind you, all this is an illusion. Everybody knows they're trying to put this one world currency into play. And the only way they can do is by saying, everybody's at war, everybody's about to go to war, and this, that, the other, we're going to do this, we're going to do that. They're about to pull this shit over your eyes again. And I said this, and I'm going to say this again. Suppose if they did give us reparations, right? Suppose if we did get reparations, they would give it to us about 2 weeks or a month before they take this money and they would turn it into the new currency. Soon as they hand out the first initial checks, we might have a couple days of having that money in our account, and then all of a sudden the shit is wiped away. Oh yeah, well, we gave you your reparations, and we don't know what happened to it, so blah 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 blah. Good luck. We gotta be very careful, because these people will turn around and they will pull a fucking shit ass situation like that. Wake up, black people. We should be voting against both parties, because the Republicans ain't offering us nothing. And if they were to get rid of the immigrants, that's a good thing for us. If they were to turn around and lower the housing prices in this, the rent and the housing markets, that'll be a good thing for us. But see, it will also help other groups as well. So it's not really even helping us, it's helping them as well. Send these people back to their countries, cut off the water, shut off the faucet, tell them that the faucet's over and done with, y'all ain't getting nothing, y'all need to go back to your own country and stay there. Like I said, at the end of the day, that's it. We're screwed because we do not come together. We will not vote properly. We got these old heads out here who keep saying, well, Trump is the boogeyman. We need to vote against him. So what? You rather vote against him with Biden, the man who's burying the hell out of this country, raising up everything so high in this country we can't afford it. Can't afford to live, can't afford to piss, can't afford to shit. And then we got on the other hand this old ass fucking racist another racist, because both of them are racist. A spoiled child who wants to be a dictator to the world. That's why he can't stop wanting to be president again. Just like I said, if you get rid of these motherfucking immigrants and all that shit, you lower the rent in the housing market and bring the food prices down and the gas prices, people would vote for you over that because it's worth something. But at the same time, everybody's getting it. Not just black people, but everybody's getting it. See, that's the whole thing. And that's something that they don't like. Even though we might get some type of relief out of it, they'd rather see their people fucking starving. That's where white people and other people should understand that These motherfucking politicians, Republicans and Democrats, don't give a fuck about y'all either. But they give you the illusion of inclusion, that you are included in their bullshit. George Carlin said it best. You are not in their club. It's time for black people to wake up. It's time for white people to wake up. It's time for the Asians to wake up. It's time for us all to wake up. This is a new era of life we are living in. It's time for us to wake up before it's too late. And I think a lot of us won't wake up because we are so hell-bent on the way this world is and the way this world works. So wake up while you have a chance. Wake up and repent. Alright, y'all, I'm out of here. This is the Battle Blaster, and I say peace.